But let's stop down and talk about the economy for a second here, because there's a little of a push and a pull here. And my next guest is going to try and make a little more sense about how specifically these headlines are going to affect your money. Steve Cotton's back on. He's a local financial advisor, policy expert. Welcome back, Steve.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, so we had good news yesterday that GDP growth came in at 3%. And the fact that it's positive means we haven't been in a recession this whole time. So all of that scaremongering has just gotten thrown in the trash can. And then today we had a jobs report that some are saying is sort of disappointing here. But when I looked at the numbers, it wasn't even bad. So where do you stand on the economic news of the last 2 days? The economy doing pretty good?
Well, I think inflation has ticked up a little bit again, but not a significant amount. The jobs report was a little disappointing. About 73,000 new jobs created versus the 110,000 they were expecting. But I think the analysts always overshoot that. And typically in the days following an assessment, they revise that downward again. So it's never as many new jobs as it first appears to be. But I think a lot of employers are in kind of a wait-and-see holding pattern. They're not laying people off, but they're also not hiring yet, because I think they really do want to see the impact of the tariffs on their pricing, their products, their sourcing. And I think it's going to be a real mixed bag in terms of how this is going to shake out in the end. In the end, there are going to be some tariffs that will be inflationary, like President Trump's 50% tariff on copper. But there will be other tariffs that will not be inflationary. I think it's going to be a very specific country and sector and product solution, and we won't know for a good 6 months.
Well, Steve Cotton, a lot of people who've been predicting doom over the tariff situation, that hasn't come to fruition, and we're a good 6-7 months into Trump's term.
Well, you're right. If you remember last April when Trump announced all this, the market went down, said, oh my gosh, the earth is going to end, sky is going to fall. And then when that didn't happen, of course, none of the trade deals had been negotiated yet. When the investment community looked around and saw that the world had not come to an end, they went back to trading and the market went up to another nice positive run. I think all of this downturn today is overwrought. I think it is, and it's like the meteor that hasn't hit the earth. And I think it's overwrought, and I think it's grossly premature. Trump had to let the tariffs kick in April 1st and April 7th because he had already moved the goal line twice before in some cases, and he would lose his credibility with our trading partners if he had not let the tariffs kick in today. But his team is still actively negotiating. Countries are still wanting to do deals. And I don't think that we're going to know the impact of this for a while. And I'm kind of reminded of the old World War II British slogan, keep calm and carry on. That's my advice to investors.
Well, Steve Cotton, what advice would you give to someone on a micro level? Most of us have investments in a 401k, IRA, something going on. Do we need to be making any moves based on this new news?
Generally, absolutely not. If you are in a very well diversified portfolio, like all of the clients at Cotton Wealth Management, you're going to get through this market noise. The market will uptrend again. Now, there will be some sectors like pharmaceuticals that are really under pressure because for years they've used the United States as a cash cow, and we've paid far higher costs for drugs and pharmaceuticals than our overseas partners do. And I think the president's wanting to put the drug companies on notice that the days of overcharging the American people and the Medicare system for drugs are over. And that's a legitimate perspective. But apart from sectors like that, I think there will be other very strong sectors like energy, materials, consumer staples will be strong. Healthcare will be strong.
American Eagle probably be real strong. Thank you very much. This is Steve Cotton from Cotton Wealth Management here in town. Appreciate hearing from a financial advisor on economic news. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, there he is, Steve Cotton.